How here with Empyrion by request. It's been a while since I've been here. We're really starting with I want to say like 2 weeks ago now, and so I'm playing around with it a little bit on and off. We'll see how well this goes. I'm going to start on one of the technically easy planets, but it's not as easy as oh, it's kind of odd back in Empyrion. For those who have been long enough, you probably remember the early pre-alpha days in this game. I think we played about release or so. I haven't touched it a lot since then. It's interesting coming into the game. The modding community for this game is pretty significant now. So this is actually a combination of two separate mods. Everything in the galaxy is generated distributed a little bit, and they have projects which add in a bunch of like NPCs and different quests and storylines. So it's a hybrid. I've actually been enjoying it, and I will tell you that is drastically different from the vanilla experience that you would have in Empyrion. So expect to jump in, have everything be exactly what you think it was. So for those who have been around long enough, this is actually reminiscent of the old start, where you would actually come down in the crash pod, and then you have these crashed shuttles or these other POIs that you would take over as your base. So basically what it's doing is it's cutting out on some of the front end of this. And what I want to do first is let's go ahead and get that in. We're going to do a little bit of quick organization. Oh, my food and meds. We're actually going to keep the meds on us. This is something that I didn't used to do because you didn't used to have to. And we're going to need a bunch of this stuff. Portable constructor, thermal regulator. Okay, so we don't need the thermal regulator. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop that off in inventory for right now. And we're going to drop, you get dropped off. I'm not planning on needing the tent. We can actually ditch these. These are the instructions. You know, because the cool guys never read instructions, right? Oh, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually put the constructor down so that we can get some basic stuff set up and running. We're just going to go ahead and drop all this in here. Now, in order to really do anything, we're actually going to need... Actually, I don't need that, but I may need that. We're actually going to need parts. And so the fastest way remains to gather resources. You get XP for all of this. And it's safer than going out and fighting things. Now, the bigger the resource node is, like say this tree, it takes longer to harvest. So you're actually going to get more material and a lot more experience. So, quick way to just grab a couple of levels, because we want to get up to level 5 as quickly as possible. And I'll show you here in the progression tree. So this has actually changed quite a bit. Some of the basic stuff is pretty much as you probably remember. You have the base, you have the capital vessels, small vessels, and hover vessels. Miscellaneous is just your general fuel and construction stuff. Your tools are, self-explanatory, hopefully. Now, they have system upgrades, which is where you can take existing things like, say, Gatling cannons and upgrade. They have an upgrade path now to heavier things. And as you upgrade, the resources get rarer to make them, but you get things like faster reloads, more damage, there might be more shot capacity, and then there's actually armor and other sorts of researches which are much later in the game. So once you get like an armor suit, you'll be able to experiment and unlock things like augmentations to increase your cargo capacity, or your mobility, or maybe increase your hit points. And then the weapons. So like I said, we want to get up to level 5 as fast as possible, because I prefer, or I should say I'm partial to the sniper rifle and assault rifles. Everything else other than that are kind of bonus. The pulse rifle is a nice one to plan on as well. But what we really want is down here at level 5 we can get the armor. And that's what we really need to get as soon as possible. It just makes things much easier to achieve. Especially starting out. So let's go ahead and grab this. Let's check the map here. There's a rescue module and a rescue module. Those might be good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and drop you down. What we're going to do is we're going to head this way. Not seeing any hostile. Usually the starter biome tends to be friendly, but you're never quite sure what you're going to get around here, so you always want to be careful. Alright, so these are generally not overly hostile. There's absolutely nothing in those. Alright. See if there's anything up here. Ooh, that's actually good. Purging radiation and apparently just to purge the bio. So these is unfortunately not something that we'll be able to get into, but we could actually take these over. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we'll drop that down. Let's go hit the other one. And this serves a purpose of also helping us explore a little bit. So one of the things that you need to remember is that they have made some changes to some basic functionality items. Let's see here. If you notice, we're seeing a lot of radar signatures. So if we go into here, into our survival tool, we can actually use it as a detector now. This isn't something that used to be a thing, but you can see where the heat signatures are. Those are probably wreckage. And then where it's red, those are going to be hostiles. Alright, so nope, nothing there, and can't get into it. Okay. So let's see here if it shows up. So we're looking at a radar signature there. There's a heat signature, heat signature. Alright, so these are going to be, those are going to be resource nodes. If that's iron, that's probably copper and silicon, or vice versa, I'm not sure. A lot of stuff down here, so let's go ahead and we're going to set a waypoint and we're going to have it remove. Yeah, accept. And then we're going to have one down there as well. Alright. Okay, so now this might be a bad idea because there are hostiles over here. So what we're going to do is, okay, so that's silicon. And let's see if we can, and as you can see there's a bunch of resources on the ground now. It's a spider's nest. Okay, good to know. We definitely want to avoid that. Hey, look, spiders. So if we're looking for small wreckage, if we're looking for some easy XP, well, I don't want to say easy XP, but if we're looking for some early XP, so before I forget, let's go ahead and reload. I was hoping that we'd be able to easily get into some kind of cargo here, but apparently not. Alright, so not seeing any spiders. Always need to be careful of those because they do like to sneak up on you. Okay, so that's hostile down there. So we got that. So that's a spider's nest. Right, so let's go ahead and remove that. And bunch of heat signatures. So that's probably another spider's nest. There's a heat signature over there. So if we assume that's a spider's nest, let's go here. All right. And yeah. So like I was saying, it's been a long time since I played Empyrion, and we're kind of doing things a little bit odd because normally you wouldn't start with the motorcycle; you'd actually come down in a crash pod. But like I said, this is a slightly more advanced starter. So we start with the motorcycle, which is actually pretty nice. Makes up for the rest of the difficulty. Speaking of, let us pick that up. There's a spider right there. Yep, there they come. Now, you do not want to get bitten by these guys because they will poison you and infect you. Let's reload. I do not want to be getting into the tall grass either because there's a very real chance that we will end up running into more spiders. There's one. Come on. One down. Damn, pistol's inaccurate. There we go. Alright, how much ammo do I have left? Not much. I've got 5 bullets. And this is why I was going to put the constructor down and grab some materials to make some things, but apparently... Alright, well, I'm just going to grab everything. I don't remember what that pill was offhand, but that's okay. Hit everything. I think it's Shift F by default. Yeah. Will allow you to do bulk harvesting. Oh, that was close. Okay. Alright, so that gets us most of the stuff in this area. The heat signature over there, so let's go that way. And what we'll do is we'll head back to the starter ship, the wreckage that we're using as our starting base. And I think what we'll do is see if we can do some harvesting in this area. Okay, so we're back in the starter biome. Alright, so I want to actually put that away. And we're actually going to switch over to defense mode so that that doesn't cost us any. Actually, you know what? Let's go resource mode for right now. Let's grab some silicon. Always need silicon and copper. Those are the two things that this game constantly throws at you as to be needed. Like the wild resources here are always good because they usually give you XP. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting XP for picking up the general resources anymore. Okay. So we get it for plant fiber. Whoa, hello. Scared the crap out of me. All right. I'm not used to there being spiders in the starter biome. All right. But as you can see, different resources will provide different amounts of XP. So you want to be always gathering. Was it the ABC? I think is what a couple of people used to call it. Always be gathering. Alright, so there is an overarching storyline for what's going on with the planet. We will get into that as soon as I get enough resources to get our basic survival needs met. Like I said, we're gonna... Right, so I actually want... I don't have enough for that yet. Okay. I need to get some more basic materials here. There should be a crate in here, I thought. You know, let's make sure that's set. Yeah. Defense mode. I could swear there was a storage box on this one. It's probably buried in it, and I'm just not seeing it. But I could... Oh, there it is. Okay. That's always good. Antibiotics. Let's bring these down here. Antibiotic pills. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, we need that. We definitely need those. Hey, no. Damn it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yep. Don't start, none won't be none. Oh, I guess we have to ambush you. Really trying to grab resources. You know what? We've already started a fight. Might as well just go ahead and finish it. Yeah, so for those who have played Empyrion in the past, you're going to see a lot of things that are very familiar, and then some things that are like, what did they do? Yeah, like I said, I've actually been having a lot of fun with this in my downtime. So, what we're doing is, part of the reason why I'm harvesting all these trees is because we're going to need them for the cellulose, which is what we need. That and copper, I believe, for bullets. And that's why I'm trying to get up to level 5, is so we can start making the better materials. Okay, so let's bring up the map. It looks like we're okay for now. We're going to do that. Silicon deposit. It looks like that radar signature. Small wreckage. Yeah, so that's going to be the copper. We're going to get the hell out of here. Let's head over that way. So the bike, for those who are familiar with the wonderful headache that is the motorcycle in this game, hasn't really changed all that much. It has gotten a little bit more stable, but in the way that they've done it, makes things not always better. But, you know, it's Empyrion. It's a fun game. Always has been fun. I do miss the older days of Empyrion, when you started with the ship that you had to rebuild to make it functional. And I do appreciate the fact that they have that actually hidden as a kind of an Easter egg, I think, in one of the missions. But, you know, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Alright, so let's get up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure there is nothing around us. Alright. So you hit F5, it gives you a drone. Just checking, making sure. Doesn't look like anything's going to approach us. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our survival multi-tool mining mode. And this actually has an ore detector on it, which allows us to start mining. Since it's copper, like I said, we will always need copper. So let's go ahead and get some copper out of here. Now, I used to live stream this game quite a bit, actually. It's like I had a lot of people that really enjoyed the mining aspects of it. There's actually 2 different mining modes, and both of them are valid in this particular scenario. One of them has resource nodes where you'll actually have rocks that are buried into the voxel terrain that you have to find and mine. And then this one is the voxel-based resource nodes. I personally prefer these over the rocks, but, you know, the rocks make life interesting. Now I want to get as much of this as I can, and so we're going to take kind of a methodical approach to the whole thing, where we're just basically going to grab as much of this as we can in one shot. The more you gather, the longer it takes generally. But yeah, I do want to get enough resource that we don't have to worry about copper for a while, because we are going to burn through a lot of this. Let's see how much we have here. We have 52 copper ore, and then that turns down. Ingots are produced at a, I don't remember what the ingot output is. I want to say you get 10 ingots for every 2 ore, but I don't think that's right. I have to check. But yeah, we're just going to grab a little bit more. Let's see here. What I'd like to do is get like 75 or so. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and eat that for now. Get this going. Grab a little bit more. See if we can grab like 3 more. It gave me 5. That's fine. And then the drone basically lets you just do things remotely. Makes your life so much easier. Okay, we're gonna go down that way to the crash shuttle. Oh, look, the spider started closing in on us. My spider sense was signaling. Right. I'll switch this back over to defense for right now. What we're going to do is just grab a bit of the resources here. Yeah, so it's not going to really give us... Herbal leaves are good. Grab the eggs. Interesting that we don't get butter and such. So it is kind of odd to me not to get it, but it is what it is, I guess. I mean, to be fair, should be right here somewhere. Yeah. It did used to make it really easy to level up if you hit a field that was a lot of surface rock, or just areas that had, you know, like a lot of biological resources like this. That's so. go on down here. Like I said, these are the other resource that we really kind of need to grab a lot of. The iron I'm not too worried about because we'll grab that over by the shuttle. But we actually need to start dealing with food generation as well. Yeah, we'll grab just a little bit more of this. And on the next update, it's 55. That should do us for now, at least. You know what? I don't feel like taking the chance that we're going to run into spiders or something in the undergrowth while we're here in the shade. And so we're going to come back over here. Do that, and let's go ahead and drop off all of this stuff. We're going to drop off the food and such in here too, because then we can actually go in here, and I'm going to make 2 of those. And we'll make 10 of those. Now we can do the herbal tea, which actually wouldn't be bad. Let's do one of those. Alright, and that's going to take a little bit of our purified water, but that's okay. Drop all this stuff off in here. You know what? Let's do one of those. And then we'll do the rest. No, I have to wait for it to clear that one out. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, so just going to do that, and then we'll queue that up for the rest of them. And then basically just trying to get some health back. So no perish timer on the tea, which is good. There we go. Alright, so we're good to go in that regard. Let's look and see what we can unlock here. We are level 4. We're almost to the point where we can get the good weapons. How close are we actually? Not too close, but that's really just some resource grinding. Let's drop that stuff off. And then we have a choice to make. We can try to build a ship. But in order to build the ship, we're going to need a base anyway. So I'm thinking... I can't do this. That sucks. I thought we could take that one down, but I guess not. Means we need the improved tools, which is fine. But yeah, like I said, we want to try and get to level 5 as quickly as possible. Because I would really like to get this stuff going. And I really don't want to start the missions until we get to that point. Because what I'm hoping to be able to do is get to the point where we can basically get through the missions. I want to get... Oh, hello. I want to get into space as fast as possible so that we can start doing trading and such. This plant protein, nice. So this version of the game with all these mods installed, what they do is they've basically rebalanced a lot of things that were kind of lacking in the vanilla game. Trade is actually a thing now. It is actually fairly important if you want to get into later game stuff. Alright, so we'll grab that, I think. And that might do for what we're doing out here for right now. Alright, so we do actually have iron over there, right? Yeah, so the iron's over here. Let's go grab the iron. And what we'll do is I think we'll go back and camp for the night, get us into the next day. So part of the reason why I'm just like rushing so much of this is because, just like in the old versions of Empyrion, your grace period only lasts for a set period of time. So yeah. So what we want to do is try and get this get through as much of it as we can, as quickly as we can. See what's going on with the faction rewards there. Basically, the more we do stuff and the longer we survive, the better our faction gets over time, which is good. Our reputation with them is so low that I could sit here for real world like days and not be able to really recover it just from passive systems. So, introduced. We've gotten into a lot of fights with them over the years. How much iron is that? It's 40. Now, like I said, you don't want to be sitting down here too long, so we want to just go ahead and grab this stuff, because you will start getting wild animals spawning on you. Especially the spiders. And those guys, they're not fun. They hurt entirely too much. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more, hopefully. And how much is that? 77, that should be good. Crash shuttle's over there. So we're gonna try not to sprint too much, because your stamina, when your stamina regens, you'll notice your food drops. So the less that you have to do for stamina, the slower your food was consumed. Ah, crap. I'm gonna have to go kind of this way. Alright, there we go. Do short sprints. See what we've got in the processor. Alright, so one of those. I have those, I'll grab those. We actually have one bandage, which is fine. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I don't know if they ever fixed this bug or not, but things didn't used to perish in your constructors. So as long as you don't take them out of the constructor, you're usually okay. Drop that off over here. And check how close are we to the next level. Okay, so what I may do then is I may exploit this a little bit. Alright, so I'm thinking, okay, this is what we know, this is what we've found so far, right? We've explored all of this stuff. We know that this is hostile. That's a lot of broken terrain, and that's pretty open over here, so we might head this way on the motorcycle, just do some exploring, because I don't want to waste our time if we don't have to. Basically, we're trying to find some friendly factions. They may be nearby. I'm thinking they're actually over here, but I would rather search in what looks like an easier terrain. And if we do that at night, let's go in here. We're gonna go weapons. I want to produce, no, not 100. Alright, so we get 25 per, so let's do 5. And that gives us a lot of ammo, which is good. And these are copper only, huh? Oh no, it is nitrocellus, okay. I thought it was. And then this is produced, here, I'll show you. So in order to produce this, you need plant fibers, right? To get plant fibers, you get wooden planks, which are these guys. Well, you get the planks from the wooden logs. So for one log, you get 12 planks, which gives you each 3 planks gives you 8 of these. So you're getting what? So for one log, you get 12. So that gives you 4. 16 is 32. Yeah, so this for every 20 of these is 1 log, basically. For the ammo, gives you 25 output, so you get 100 output for 1 log. Not too shabby. All right. So that's all of that. Do we have any food that we can produce? We have that. So you can eat the egg raw, but I don't recommend it. You don't have a whole lot of stuff that gives you like weird effects anymore. Some of the stuff may or may not have psychoactive properties, right? Okay. So eat that out of there, and alright, so you have a perish time of 10, but as you can see, it didn't look like it was counting down, so that is always a good thing. What we'll do is we'll keep one of these. We'll drop, actually, take 2 of these. Drop the other ones in here so that we have them. And I think that gets us pretty much where we want to be. So what we're going to do then is let's do a little bit of exploring, and I do apologize for it being so dark. We don't have a spacesuit yet, or the armor, so we can't use things like night vision. All of these things are stuff that we can eventually get, but I think that night vision is a mod for your helmet. I don't remember. I just remember. Yeah, actually it is, because I remember you have to have the helmet on and closed in order to use it. And that's going to be a spider's nest. And so what we're going to do here, like I said, we're just going to go do a little bit of exploring. Alright, so let's cut over this way. Make sure nothing's following us. With the natural sweetener. Now we are running into problems because of temperature, which means we're going to have issues with things like stamina regen. And if it gets cold enough, we will actually start taking damage from it. Alright, so there's actually a surprising number of sweeteners over here. Alright, so let's go here. We're going to go detector mode. Spider's nest. Alright, not seeing anything. Forest at night is never a good thing. Alright, let's avoid the giant bug that likes to spit acid at us. Right. You didn't follow us, right? No. Okay. And up the hill we go. Oh, that's a raptor. That's bad. We do not want raptors behind us. Come on. Get up the hill. Radar signature. So for those who don't know, raptors are hostile. There are actually two types of raptors. There's a like raptor, and then there's a night raptor, I think is what they're called. It's been a while. But the regular raptors are only aggressive if you basically piss them off. The night raptors are always pissed. They don't like anything. So that gets us a good idea of what this terrain's looking like. Which is good. Should I head out this way a little bit? Not seeing a whole lot. Looks like there's nothing really chasing us. So what we're going to do is let's do a little bit of resource gathering here. Because this is free XP, and it gets us materials that we need. We're going to switch over to resources. Grab that. Alright, so let's head out here. I wish we could pick those up. Are those harvestable? No, those are just random plants now. Okay. Never sure which ones are harvestable and which ones aren't anymore. Yes, it's been a long time, so they've changed a bunch of the stuff. So we're just in the gather everything mode. Don't want to leave the bike alone for too long because it'll repackage itself and it will eventually despawn. Plant protein, always a good thing to get. These used to be space corn dogs. Oh man. Alright, so let's get over here to the marker. Get that out. Pick that up. Alright, now we're going to go into suit constructor. We're about 80% there. I want to create 2 more of those. And what do you need? You need 2 plant protein, but I'm not going to have it. I'm only going to have 1 plant protein. We're going to need more. Okay. I do want to get a couple of bandages. So let's start heading back. And basically this is what we're going to be doing, is just doing controlled scouting out from the base until we've got it set up to where, we have, say, flight capabilities. And, okay, you're not harvestable. Once we have, a little bit better mobility, then we'll start exploring out a little bit further. I mean, realistically, I could go HV route. The problem with HVs is that you're still bound by terrain. And so what will happen is you'll end up getting stuck in things. So I generally skip the HV and go right to SV. The problem is that with SVs, right, the small vehicles, you actually need to have a base. And so I'm always hesitant to go that route because, bases in this game are expensive. Stuff up here that we can harvest. And some stone. We're going to need this. We're actually going to need a lot of crushed stone. Whoa, hello. Remember what I said about the raptors? Now, things in this game do have hitboxes, so if you shoot them in the face, it does significantly more damage. Hey guys. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Alright. It would be nice if we head had indicator, like corpse indicators. Need to go find the corpses now. Yeah, scared the crap out of me. Oh man. See, this is the disadvantage of going exploring at night. But it kind of needs to be done because you really want to keep yourself as productive as possible. Especially, like I said, for the first couple of in-game days. We got at least a little bit of the meat. Unfortunately, the corpses don't last very long, so they have a 1-minute despawn timer, I think it is. Alright, so let's head back. And see. Go grab stuff on the way. Hey, we found a Talon party. Talon parties are good signs because those guys generally are friendly to you unless you really tick them off. Yeah, I'm cold. And now that we're in the cold, that means we are going to start taking a little bit of damage. We're in the starter biome, so it should warm up. Yeah. What we may do is just go ahead and... We don't have a whole lot of time before sunrise. That sounded like something may have been shooting at me or something. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop all of this off. Actually, keep that and keep some of those for right now because we're going to actually do one of those. And we can drop all this stuff off in here. And that opens up a whole lot of stuff for us. Alright, so we can actually make that from stone dust now. That's kind of interesting. So 5 ore gives you 10 ingots. So it's a 2-to-1 return ratio. Alright, not too bad. I'm thinking we might build a base just to get our crafter out of the way. So we're gonna actually need. So we're gonna wait for this to finish building, and then we'll do this because this needs a core, and I don't want it to queue another core up. Alright, so while we're waiting for that, let's go in here. 8 hours puts us 4 hours into sunrise, which drop the detector or scanner. Don't need those on our inventory right this second. Do I want to do that is the question. Really? Can't get into the oxygen tank? Really? Interesting. Alright, I think what we may do then is I'm not really wanting to spend that much time away. So I think, let's see. When we put a base down, we're going to have to start dealing with drone attacks. So I think what we're going to do is let's use this base as to our advantage. And I'm thinking we'll mine ourselves down in under the base. So end up with something like that. So, and then we'll just mine that down, and we can build a either an elevator system or something to get in and out of here. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Do an elevator and then put a blast door on top of it or something. But this is why I want to get the suit as soon as possible. Oh, I'm tempted to make this. if we do that, that's 8 points. Okay, let's worry about the base stuff first. Elevator frame is something that we're going to need. Generator we're going to need. Small constructor, cargo box, food processor. We definitely want those. And the upgraded solar panels, because we're going to use those for power generation. I'm going to need an ammo box. And I guess I could go ahead and unlock the large constructor, because I have to build this to build this. Oh, man. Do I want to build this, though? I mean, I actually might have the materials for it. Let's see. And I'm going to need that anyway. That'll leave me with 10 points. Like I said, I need this for base defense. Well, I'll eventually need it for base defense. Alright, so now the question is, yeah, I think we'll build the armor locker. And we'll hold on to the last 3 points, because we can usually build things like fuel cells or something. Ventilator might be something we can grab. Mechanical drill would be good, because that'll allow us to harvest a bit faster, but I need to basically make another level for that. Alright, so let's see what we can build in here. So we've got that. We're going to want a starter base. We want a... What else do we want? We want... we want a basic generator. We want a solar capacitor. I want to get 4 of the small solar cells. Cargo box. And armor. We'll see if we have the material possibility. And then if we put a clone chamber in, we can set it as a home base, which is going to be important. And then I need at least 1 door. And then what we'll do from there is concrete blocks. Okay, so these require 2 cement. Cement requires crushed stone and stone dust, right? So stone dust requires 5 crushed stone, outputs 10, so that's a 2 to 1. And crushed stone is just what we get from harvesting. Alright, so if we do... we'll do 150. That should give us enough to build a fairly significant base to start from. Basically, I want a room that's 7 by 7 and 2 blocks tall. At least 2 blocks tall. But these are going to be the 2 things that are really important to get up and running. Do we have small fuel tanks? So we have that small fuel tank. I don't think I unlocked the base's small fuel tank, did I? Small oxygen, core. Where is it? There should be a fuel tank in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Nope. All right. Which doesn't hurt us too much because we don't have the means to produce power yet for it. We do have 4 fuel cells that we'd be able to dump in there, but I want to kind of hold on to those for right now. I think the rest of this is basically just going to be harvesting materials up. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to do. I want to build one of you. Probably should have done that first. Do that. Do that. Right. And then I want to do 50, so we'll do 4 of you. And you output 15, so we'll do 4 of you. Let's do 6 of you then. Alright. Put this stuff up here so we know. Actually, your raw material. And I think that's everything. Still building the generator. That's going to take us a while. Okay. All right, so I think that's going to do it for us today. When we come back next time, we'll get the beginnings of the base. And like I said, basically all I'm trying to do is to get enough of a position to get us a start. I don't need it. Oh, that's really dark. I don't need it to be anything overly complex. I just need a place to put an armor suit in, or an armor inventory, whatever you want to call it, armor chest down. Change our armor and basically. Nope, can't salvage these anymore. You used to be able to salvage this stuff, but that's okay. Like I said, I think that's going to do it for us. So, if you enjoyed it, you know the routine. If you want to see more, definitely let me know. The likes and the subscribes and everything helps for that to be determined. But leaving comments down in the comment section also lets me know. So if you want to see more, be sure to let me know. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the week, and we'll see you back here next time for more Empyrion. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.